Today, we're diving into the movie The Mechanic and breaking it all down for you. At the heart of this story is a cold, calculated killer, someone who takes on a mission unlike anything he's faced before. In order to complete it, he willingly walks into one of the most dangerous prisons in the entire world. But here's the catch. He has no idea if he'll ever make it out alive. Whether he escapes or not, and how it all unfolds is exactly what we're going to explore in this video. So stick around till the end, because you won't want to miss a second of it. So the story kicks off with a guy named Arthur. Now, this guy actually lived on his boat, not just used it, lived on it. He always stayed near the ocean. That was kind of his thing. And one morning, right after waking up, he does his usual routine, makes some coffee, reads the paper, and steps outside for some fresh air. But before heading out, he activates a bomb that's been installed on his boat. Why? Well, apparently it's his way of making sure no one steals it while he's gone. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how practical that is as an anti-theft strategy, but hey, that's Arthur for you. Next, we see him riding his bike and pulling up to a restaurant, and right away, it's clear that everyone there knows him. Feels like he's a regular, or maybe even a local legend. The waiter greets him and seats him at a spot overlooking the ocean, his usual place. But just then, something unexpected happens. A woman shows up and sits down right across from him. She looks him straight in the eyes and says, "I've been looking for you for a long time. And finally, I found you today." She doesn't waste time. She gets straight to the point, tells Arthur that her boss wants him to kill 3 people. But there's a twist. The hits need to look like accidents, or suicides. Whatever happens, it can't look like murder. Now here's the thing. This woman clearly knows a lot about Arthur. She knows he's an old pro at this kind of work. So, to pressure him even more, she hits him with a threat. She says, "If you turn this down, I'm calling the cops, right now, and I'll tell them that you're still alive." You see, apparently, Arthur had faked his death some time ago and disappeared. Nobody knows that secret, except her. And now, she's using it against him. While she's talking, Arthur starts scanning the room. He realizes she didn't come alone. All around the restaurant, there are people watching him, clearly her backup. Their body language says it all. If Arthur resists, they're ready to take him down. So Arthur doesn't waste a second. Quick as a flash, he pulls out his phone and snaps a picture of the woman sitting across from him. And that move triggers her. She reaches for her gun, but before she can even react, Arthur attacks her. A fight breaks out, and when her team tries to jump in, Arthur handles them too. Takes them down one by one like a total pro. But then, he notices something. More thugs are coming, this time from downstairs, heading up toward him. Not good. So, thinking fast, he leaps off and grabs onto an elevator cable, using it to escape before they can reach him. After seeing all this, they quickly rush into the elevator, but by then, he is nowhere to be found inside. That's because he's already made his way up to the rooftop, and the moment the girl spots him up there, she immediately starts shooting upward. She tries to chase after him and get into a fight, but just as she gets close, he makes a daring leap, landing straight onto a parachute and escaping. That's how he barely manages to get away. Later that night, when he shows up at his sister's place, just before getting on a boat, he notices something suspicious. There are already 2 or 3 men on board. Realizing this, his whole demeanor shifts. He stiffens up, more alert now. Without wasting any time, he triggers an explosion right on that boat. After that, he heads toward the container storage area. Once there, he burns his passport, his photos, basically anything that could identify him. Then, without looking back, he sets off for Thailand. The next morning, we see him arriving in Thailand. There, he meets a woman, someone he's clearly known for a long time. Turns out, she's the owner of a small hotel. She takes him into a private room and pulls up a hidden compartment in the floor. From inside, she brings out a metal box, packed with stacks of cash, several phones, pistols, and multiple passports. Soon after, we see him digging into the identity of that woman he had previously taken a photo of. And what he finds out is chilling. This girl works for a powerful gangster. That gangster's name? Crane. A name that sparks fear across the region. Crane is one of the most dangerous gangsters in the entire area. A little later, a young woman named Gina shows up at the hotel. As soon as she arrives, she tells the hotel owner she needs some medicine. She's injured and in pain, but the hotel owner notices something disturbing. Marks on her hands, signs of brutal torture. Worried, she gently asks Gina, "Who did this to you? Just tell me, I might be able to help you. Maybe get you some real medical attention." But Gina shuts it down immediately. "No, you don't have to do anything," she says firmly. "Just give me some medicine." And with that, she walks away. That night, the hotel owner happens to spot something horrifying: a girl being tortured on a ship out in the ocean. Shocked, she rushes to Arthur and pleads with him to go rescue her. Arthur listens, and without hesitation, heads straight to that ship. Once he boards, he realizes the girl being tortured is none other than Gina, the same girl who came to the hotel earlier that morning. Seeing this, Arthur demands that the man let her go, but the guy refuses to listen. Instead, he pulls out a gun and tries to shoot Arthur. Big mistake. That one move costs him dearly. Arthur unleashes his rage. He beats the man down, brutally, until he's completely finished. And then, he tells the hotel owner, through the girl, to take her home as soon as possible. After that, when he goes back to the boat and checks, he finds both Gina's passport and her phone. Looking at the passport, he confirms her name is indeed Gina. Then he checks the phone, and that's when he spots a photo of himself in it. The moment he sees that, he's completely shaken. He's stunned. He has no idea why there's a photo of him on this girl's phone. Still confused and suspicious, he heads back to shore and blows up the boat with a bomb. Then he storms into Gina's room and demands answers. Why do you have a photo of me on your phone? Tell me now. What are you really here for? And who sent you? Gina, visibly scared, insists, I've never worked for Crane. Never. But this time, he threatened me. He said if I didn't do what he wanted, he'd ruin my life. She goes on to explain, everything that happened so far, attacking you, going to the boat, it was all planned. It was Crane's setup from the start, just to make sure I could meet with you. She admits her mission was simple: meet him, then make a call to a certain number. That's it. That was supposed to be her entire role. But then Arthur digs deeper into who Gina really is, and that's when he uncovers the truth. She runs an orphanage. She takes care of abandoned children. And now, Crane is using those innocent orphans as leverage. Gina breaks down as she tells him, Crane said if I didn't go through with this, he'd kill those kids. They've done nothing wrong. They're just children. As all this is unfolding, Arthur notices something alarming. Through binoculars, he sees a group of men approaching the island by boat. Realizing the urgency, he quickly turns to Gina and says, we need to pretend we're close, like we're actually friends. If Crane suspects anything, this whole thing falls apart. You need to make him believe you're playing your part. And as he says this, he apologizes to her for dragging her into all this, even gets a little emotionally vulnerable. They share a quiet, intimate moment. Then Arthur opens up and says, you know, I'm actually glad to hear you take care of orphans, because I was one too. He shares a bit of his past, how both he and Crane were once captured by a gangster. Arthur managed to escape, but Crane didn't. The gangster assumed it was Crane who helped Arthur get out, and as punishment, he inflicted a brutal, horrifying penalty on Crane. From that day on, Crane couldn't stand Arthur. He's been coming after him ever since, again and again, desperate for revenge. But now, Arthur looks Gina in the eye and makes her a promise. No matter what, I'll get you out of here safely. And as a symbol of that promise, he gives her a watch. So basically, Arthur gives his watch to Gina, either as a keepsake or as a promise that he'll come back for her. But the very next morning, some of Crane's men show up out of nowhere and kidnap Gina. Arthur witnesses all of this go down and immediately confronts Crane. He threatens him straight up, like, if you've got the guts, fight me one-on-one. Why are you dragging her into this? Arthur makes it clear, you know fighting me isn't easy. Let her go now. After that, Crane's men grab Arthur and bring him face to face with Crane. And again, Arthur repeats his warning. He says, I made her a promise. I told her I'd keep her safe. And you know this better than anyone. When I make a promise, I'll do whatever it takes to keep it. Crane doesn't back down. Instead, he says, yeah, I'll let her go. I know you're capable of anything, and that's exactly why I kidnapped her. He lays out the condition. Arthur has to complete a mission. If he does it, Gina goes free. When Arthur asks what the mission is, Crane says, you have to kill 3 people. Complete that, and I'll release her. Arthur can't believe what he's hearing. He's not even sure Gina is still alive, so he demands proof. Crane calmly tells him, relax. She's alive, and every time you finish one task, you'll get a chance to talk to her. Once all 3 are done, she's yours. With no other choice, Arthur gears up and gets to work. That's when he learns about one of his targets, a terrifying African gangster locked up in what's considered the most dangerous prison in the world. This place isn't just any prison. It's built in the middle of the ocean, and the water surrounding it, swarming with sharks, literal death traps. If anyone even thinks about swimming out, they're as good as gone. So yeah, getting in there, killing that guy, and making it out alive, not something anyone sane would sign up for. Practically impossible. But Arthur doesn't back down. He starts running calculations, maps out exactly what he needs to do. He figures out that the mountain the prison is built on is 100 meters high, and from there, he begins planning his infiltration down to the tiniest detail. He tracks down photos of inmates inside the prison and eventually finds one with a tattoo on his face. Arthur copies that same tattoo onto his own face. The idea is to sneak in posing as that inmate. He collects every single item he needs for the mission: tools, supplies, everything. Then, the next morning, Arthur goes out and starts pulling off bizarre stunts in front of police stations, wandering around, drawing attention. Eventually, the cops start getting suspicious. They know something's up, but they don't know what's coming. And once they check his tablet, they instantly confirm, yep, this is the guy. The same guy who had escaped from prison, a seriously dangerous gangster. So, without wasting any time, they decide to throw him back into a high-security prison, one he can't escape from this time. Now, inside the prison, we see that the guy he's been targeting, he never moves alone. He's always surrounded by 4 or 5 bodyguards. And when Arthur starts chatting with a guy nearby, that guy tells him, yeah, that dude, he's insanely dangerous. He assassinated the president of a country called Liberia. That's why he's locked up in this maximum security prison. This is when Arthur learns the man's name, Krill, and apparently people have already tried to kill Krill several times, but no one's ever succeeded. However, this time, when someone tries to take him out again, Arthur steps in and saves him. Krill, clearly impressed by this move, offers Arthur a seat at his dinner table. But when Arthur shows up to dine with him, the whole vibe changes. Krill shoves food into his mouth, almost force-feeding him, and then kills him right there at the table. But here's the twist. Everyone thinks the guy just died from overeating. Right after that, Arthur makes his exit. He sets off an explosion on the wall, creating just enough chaos to stage his escape. He covers himself in a special chemical that repels the dogs, masking his scent. So when the guards release the hounds, they get thrown off and run in the wrong direction. Then Arthur swallows a GPS capsule and dives straight into the ocean. This tracker capsule was given to him by Chase. Remember him? Chase said he needed to keep tabs on Arthur at all times. That GPS was the insurance policy. So Arthur gulps it down and jumps into the water. Meanwhile, as soon as the ship's captain gets word that Arthur has completed his mission, he immediately tracks the GPS signal, finds his location, and picks him up from the ocean, bringing him safely back on board. Later, when Arthur speaks to Gina, she gives him the green light for his second mission and tells him he only has 36 hours to get it done. If he fails, they'll eliminate him. No second chances. Right after that, Crane sends over the address of the second target. Turns out, this guy's name is also Edwin, and he's a billionaire. But he's deep into human trafficking, which is exactly why they want him taken out. The problem? Killing this guy is not going to be easy. He lives in Australia, on the 58th floor of a skyscraper that's fully bulletproof. Fingerprint scanners, state-of-the-art security. The whole place is locked down tight. Nobody even gets close to it. Basically, going after him is a death mission. But as we're about to see, Arthur? He's playing at a whole different level. So that's why he comes back, just to buy his own phone. But that's just a cover. While pretending to inspect the phone, he quickly duplicates the key to the case, and he does it fast. Then, grabbing a sample piece of glass from the case, he rushes back home. There, he starts researching how to break that glass, and eventually ends up making a custom bomb specifically for it. Right after that, he changes his outfit. Disguised as a cleaner, he heads out in a hurry, acting like he's there for regular maintenance. While cleaning floor by floor, he carefully makes his way up to the 8th floor, right below Aiden's swimming pool. That's where he secretly plants the bomb under the glass base of the pool. Then he quickly leaves the area. Later, when Aiden jumps into the pool for his advanced swim training, the bomb goes off. The glass shatters from below, and just like that, Aiden falls all the way down from the 58th floor. He dies on the spot. Mission accomplished. After this, during another video call, we see something interesting. This time, he cleverly manages to show the number on the door of the cell where he's being held captive. As soon as Arthur sees this, he rushes in to rescue him. He boards the boat, takes down a bunch of enemies, and gets very close to saving him. But unfortunately, he gets caught. That's when Crane gives him a final warning. He says, "If you try to pull anything like that again, I'll kill you. And not just you, I'll kill the girl too. And her death will be on you, because she's innocent. My problem is with you, not with her. But if you ever try anything smart again, she'll pay the price." We see Arthur is devastated. So, once again, he's forced to go back to work. Now, his final mission is to take out a man named Max. But Max is hiding in a facility that's located high up on a mountain. Not just any facility. This is an underground factory where submarines are built. And inside those submarines, hidden, deadly missiles. The place is crawling with security guards. The protection level is insane. Getting in or out, pretty much impossible. And even if Arthur does manage to sneak in and kill Max, there's no guarantee he'll make it out alive. For all he knows, killing Max might mean dying himself. To make matters worse, he only has 48 hours to complete the mission. Then we see Arthur gets intel that Max has requested a helicopter. So Arthur comes up with a bold plan. He'll sneak in by hanging onto the bottom of that helicopter. And the plan works. He arrives at the location and immediately jams all the security cameras. As soon as that happens, chaos breaks out among the guards. They panic and quickly try to move Max into a secret room using the elevator. But Arthur was one step ahead. He plants an explosive there too. It goes off, causing major destruction. Max barely escapes and rushes into the secret room. But Arthur is already there, waiting. And when Max sees him, he instantly knows this won't be easy. But what we see next is that Arthur doesn't actually kill Max. Instead, he teams up with him and pretends to take Max out. The whole act is just a setup to get Max safely away from Crane. Arthur's plan was simple. When Crane shows up to check Max's dead body, Arthur will be alone inside that board. That way, killing him won't be so hard. So, to pull off this trick, he works with Max to stage Max's death. And just as planned, they fake Max's death perfectly. Then, right after a huge explosion goes off, Arthur sneaks Max under the water and moves him to a safe spot. Next, Arthur calls Crane and tells him, "I took care of him. You can go ahead and release Gina now." But Crane isn't so quick to agree. He wants to see Max's body first. Arthur tells him, his body's still down in the submarine. How do you expect to get it? After hearing this, Crane wastes no time sending his men to check on the body. But what Crane doesn't know is that Arthur has already anchored his boat there, fully ready with weapons. And as soon as Crane's men show up to inspect the body, Arthur opens fire on them with a storm of bullets. There's no way for Crane's men to escape. They're all taken out one by one. However, Crane watches everything unfold through the security cameras. Realizing what's happening, he quickly starts making preparations to kill Gina and leave the area. Meanwhile, Arthur also arrives on the scene. He boards his boat and starts taking out Crane's men one by one, slowly moving forward. During the fight, Gina gets hit by a bullet and gets injured. Arthur rushes to her side and manages to keep her safe. Then, he puts her inside a special container that's designed to separate from the board just before the bomb goes off. Because, as we see, Arthur has already planted a bomb on the board, and this could have exploded at any moment. Right after that, we see an intense, brutal fight between Arthur and the train. Actually, it's a seriously fierce battle. It goes on for quite a while. But finally, we watch as Arthur ties Crane up with a chain and gives him a solid beating. Just then, a massive explosion rocks the boat. We see the chaos unfold, but somehow the situation settles down after the blast. However, there's no sign of Arthur anywhere. Meanwhile, Max and his crew gather whatever remains they can find from the wreckage of the boat, but they don't find a single piece of Arthur's body. A few months later, when Zenat's orphan, who was playing with the other kids, looks up, he sees Arthur standing right in front of him. You see, after the explosion, Arthur had hidden in the ship's steel room, which was built as an emergency shelter and had actually detached from the main ship during the blast. That's how he survived. And with that kind of happy ending, the whole movie wraps up here. So let me know in the comments what you thought of the video. If you liked it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so now. We'll catch you in another video, another day. Take care.